So I'd rather forgive you and move on.
Okay,
We don't have
cool.
to talk again or none of that, but I can
Right.
forgive you and move on.
Okay, a woman that jumps from one man to another is called what?
A hoe,
Okay,
it's the same.
okay,
It's the same as a man. I mean, you jumping from person to person. There's no stability there.
okay. How you deal with a snoring partner?
Oof. Be honest with you, I don't sleep well with a person that snore. So let's go ahead and get you tested. You might have sleep apnea. Let's see if we can get you some help. And after a while, you're just gonna have to pat them and wake them on up because you can't get no sleep like that.
Okay. How you feel that the world will be if it didn't have men? How would you feel about that? If the world didn't have men, how would you think the world exists?
It wouldn't. It,
Mm,
it takes a man and a woman. The man, we we provide the seed. He has the semen. Them two have to go together. There's no such thing as the world without a man and a woman.
okay, cool. Right. Well, why you think women say they strong and independent, but most women are reportedly most depressed and are in debt. But how are they strong and independent? Most of them are depressed or in debt. What's your thoughts on that?
So most of them feel strong and independent because they are providing for themselves. They've been taking care of themselves for a long time. Most of them make very good money, but you managing your money is the reason that they go into debt. Or you trying to, um, you know, set up to a certain image. So you got to have the latest fashion and purses and shoes, and that's why they put themselves in debt. But they actually are very well off for themselves, which is why they call themselves independent. But majority of them are depressed because, like I said, who don't want to have a connection, and
Wait,
that's what
wait,
they
wait, wait,
looking for.
wait, wait. Why do women call themselves strong and independent? Is it just being an adult taking care of your responsibilities?
So you got to think about it. Back in the day, the women were what? In
Women.
the homes. They were in the homes, and the man was bringing all the money in, and he was paying all the bills, and he was doing all the providing. Now there are more women doing the providing for whatever reason. That's the reality of what it
You
is.
believe
And
it? I
now
don't believe it,
you
but
don't
okay. We agree to
believe
disagree.
it. It's
No, I
it's
don't
a
believe that
lot.
at all.
It's a lot of women out here taking care of their own.
Okay. I mean, we agree to disagree. Do you feel like a person can accidentally cheat?
I don't believe in accidentally cheating because two people have to do a connection for a cheating to happen. So I don't see how it can accidentally happen.
Okay. What don't you find attractive that most of society does?
Ooh, I'm not real. So a lot of women go after that real handsome, attractive man. Everybody want to be.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, I can take an average person that's gonna treat me right and be respectful to me, and I'll be just fine. I don't have to have the
Now,
peaches and.
wait. You 40? How old are you right now? Is it?
I'm 48. I'll be 49 next week.
Now, would you say that 25 years ago when you're prime, you would want that, or you would want
Oh
the highest available
no,
of man?
I've always been like that.
Because usually most women your age, the buck usually stops. The cold approaching, uh, the guy that you once could pull in your 20s or maybe early 30s, those guys not approaching you no more, or they don't see you as value, and then reality begins to kick in though. But it's too late. Not saying you personally, because I don't know
Hmm.
your situation, but I'm just saying in
Hmm.
general, as is my synopsis, they usually reality begin to kick in about 40 plus, and that's when they say, "Where are all the good men at? I fucked up." And why you think that's the case?
Because a lot of them get stuck on looking for. They're looking at it with the eye instead of trying to find out if he got a good heart and is he going to really be there for me. And because you go after that good looking man, and that's what you long for, you get it, and then you find out that ain't quite what I wanted.
Because
And
usually the
now
person, mhm,
and now the ones who would take care of you and be there for you and be respectful and loyal to you, you missed out on that one.
usually I realize though that usually you get with that person that you always want to be with. It still never turn out how you want to be with, anyways.
You know?
Because it's kind of like it's the You see what you can't have, then you really get it, and it's really not what you thought it was gonna be.
because they don't take time to get to know the person.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Why you think the church is like shaming men for not getting with reform hoes though? Because I see the pastor in the church communication doing this, get these women with 3 or 4 baby daddies and a promiscuous past. The church just say let it go and get these church guys are suckers for the most part, and they just tell them to marry these women and get with them though. Why you think the church is doing this?
I really have no idea. So I will tell you, I used to be married to a preacher, and having a lot of communications with people in relationships, marriages, having trouble. One of the biggest things that I did notice that there are a lot of men in the church who are longing, for family. So they will connect with a woman who have kids because either they had kids and didn't have the opportunity to raise them, so they'll do it, or they never had kids. So they will go with the woman who has the 2 or 3, 4 kids because they're wanting to be that father to someone, and they find it that way. But why the church would be putting that, I don't know. That's a very good question, because I don't see why would you do it, because to me, how can you be equally yoked in that situation? Because she has to deal with all these other people along with dealing with you.
Right, right. Okay, okay. Why do women reject men who are going to make them wives for guys that made them single mothers, then complain when they can't find a good guy? Why do you think that is?
Because they looked with their eyes. He was attracted to them at the time. They thought that they won the prize, and you end up realizing he wasn't what you thought he was going to be. Like we said earlier, that's what's happening. Everybody is there. If we would take a little more time to get to know people when we're in the dating
Hmm.
phase and really find out about them and ask those hard questions that people don't want to ask, like, some things that happened in their past, how did you end up, X, Y, and Z. We don't want to do that anymore. Everybody said, I don't need to know about your past. But if you don't know about their past, how do you think you're going to know who they are as a person?
Fact, fact. And you know what's crazy about it is, I've realized women who with the most promiscuous past always say my past and my body count don't matter. But those are the same women that's concerned about a man's bank account and his future earnings. So I tell guys, guess what? Get you a virgin. Because when you settle with a woman who's not a virgin with a promiscuous past, you're comparing yourself with all the other dicks that was inside of her. And guess what? If she has a body count of 50 or 60 or 3 digits, you can't outcompete all those guys that had sex with her. You can't. Maybe 2 or 3 you might was better than. But you think all those other guys you want? All those bodies and semen that was in her, you got to deal with. But they're saying they don't care. My past, my body count don't matter, but a man's future earnings matter. Is that a fair trade to you?
No. And I'm going to tell you, a lot of people don't think about it, but a soul tie is real.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree.
Soul ties are real, and some people can't get past a person make them feel some kind of way. If they can't get past that and they get with you, they will always compare you to that person.
And one
So,
thing about those feelings, feelings got people in bad situations. Though feelings come and go. And that man made you made. That's why a lot of these women are single mothers because they like to fuck. And then they're trying to make shame men for not being stepdads. What's your thoughts on that? They're trying to shame men for not being stepdads right now.
but you can't shame a man for not wanting to be a father to someone else's kids. Now,
Wait,
this is for me.
wait,
If
let me say this part. Let me say this part too right here. And also, they're saying, and then women always like to say this part too right here. Well, he changed up on me. He switched up on me. I'm not buying that. They always do like put out. They like to pull that out their playbook. I call it the playbook. They like to pull out. But go ahead.
Okay, so let's go to that first,
Yeah.
because there has been some instances, and I've seen it like numerous times, where a person get with someone, right, and they think they know them, and after a while their real personality come out. So that's why they think they changed on them. You just hadn't met the real person yet, because you already told them your expectations and what you was looking for, and that person have done everything to meet those requirements, and now they real person came out. So they really didn't change up. They just finally showed you the real them, and you
Oh,
didn't take
yeah,
the time
yeah, yeah.
to
They,
get
they
to know
wasn't.
them,
Yeah,
and that's
you
why
just
you're
what.
in that predicament.
Right, right.
That's what
I totally agree.
happened.
I totally agree. Basically, you was so you there was love bombing you, and you didn't pay attention to detail.
They got
See,
what they
love
wanted.
bombing is real.
Yes, they got what they wanted,
Yeah,
and it happens for men and it happened for women. Because if you sit down and you tell a person, "My ex did this, and this," they taking it all in,
yeah,
and
yeah.
they gonna make sure they doing the opposite to get exactly what it was they wanted from you in the
Right,
beginning. And then as
right.
soon as they get it, now the real person come out and you say, "Oh, they changed up on me."
Mm,
No, they didn't. You just
yeah,
didn't take the time to get to know them.
right, right. We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. What's your thoughts on interracial dating?
You know what? I don't do it, but to each his own. Because if you find love and it's in another race, it is what it is. Because love is love. So I don't understand why color if people are getting so color struck. I believe in connecting and standing my own race, but I don't have no feelings against another person because hey, who said
Okay,
who you can love?
okay, cool, cool. You ever met a person with a victim mindset, and how you deal with that person? If so,
I have, I have, and I had to have a discussion to tell them I really need you to take a look in the mirror because if everyone is telling you this is what it is when it comes to you, everybody can't be lying. So you're gonna have to take a strong look on the inside and figure out why you do that,
mm-hmm,
why you react that way,
mm-hmm.
so you can get you some help to get past that because you have a boundary that you need to figure out how to broaden your horizons in that area because there's no way in the world you can always be a victim. There's no
Right.
way. Everybody can't be doing stuff to you, so you got to take responsibility for the part that you played in the situation.
Right. So we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. Is watching porn considered cheating in a relationship?
I can't see how it's considered cheating if is you and you just watching it. Now if you decide to do some other acts other than with your partner, okay, I can see it because you being promiscuous and now you have cheated because you with somebody else. But you just going and you looking at porn, hey, that's your business.
Right. What about you? You watch porn while in a relationship?
No, I don't.
Okay. Why you think? Can you tell everybody the downside of like being promiscuous in the whole thing? Because you listen to the music, they promote this whole spirit. But can you tell everybody the downside of being promiscuous and the whole spirit?
Who wants it? Like they're gonna use you to get exactly what they want, which is to have sex, and then they're gonna go on. But in the long run, are you ever satisfied? Will you ever be anyone's wife? Will you ever be the one that somebody is truly loving and respecting? Because you have a whole spirit, then most people are not gonna fall in love with a hoe. Yeah, they always say you can't make a hoe a housewife. So if you're promiscuous, at some point in time you're going to realize, or you're going to fall in love with somebody and you're going to be upset because they don't want you, but they don't want you because you've already set the standard on who you were.
Right. Do you believe a hoe can ever clean up her past?
Yes, I do. I believe
How,
everyone can clean up their
how can
past.
how can she clean up her past?
Only she can't clean up her past, but what she can do is start from now and decide she's not going to live that life anymore. Just like any sin, it could be a drunk, it could be you got an alcohol problem, you got a drug problem. You can at one point in time say, "Hey, I'm not doing this anymore. This is it, and I'm going to move forward." Now, is it going to be challenging for them? Absolutely. But it's one step at a time, one day at a time. Decide that this is no longer what I want to do, and they have to move on with life. But they have to be willing to make those choices. I'm not going to live this way anymore. That's the only way.
Right, right, right. Uh, yeah, okay. What's your thoughts on do you think the music has influenced people to be what's your thoughts on the Jezebel spirit? Do you believe that's real?
I do believe that that is real.
Can you explain
Um,
to everybody what the Jezebel spirit is?
So Jezebel is basically a woman that can come in. They can be manipulative, um, get a person to do exactly what they want them to do, and once they get what they want, then they feel like they're on the top, and that's really what happened. And I do believe in it. I have seen it, um, and it was very damaging to a lot of men, which is why a lot of men, are out here and they like, I had a woman, she really did me bad. I don't want to commit to nobody else. Majority of them have experienced someone who has a Jezebel spirit because they thought that they were in love. They manipulated them into getting everything that they wanted, and then they dropped them.
Right. You feel like Jezebel spirit can be on men too, as well?
Absolutely.
Do you believe women, older women, are guiding young women, or you feel like they're in competition with younger women to get the same man?
It's a combination of both. So there are some women who's out here that have no issue with, bringing the younger women up, you know, trying to guide them along the way. And then there are the other women who are out here who've been dating for a long time and can't find what they're looking for, and they're in competition with the younger women because a lot of the men that's in the age bracket are looking at younger women.
Yeah, right. Why do you think a lot of girls in high school are dating older women, older men?
Uh, it's it's the some of them think it's prestige. Um, they're spending money on them. They're doing things for them, and because they're spending money and doing things on them, they think they're winning. But in reality, a lot of them are grooming them. All they're doing is getting exactly what they want from them, and the young girls don't see it that way.
Were you in high school dating a grown man or older man?
I did date an older one, and that's why I can say what I said.
How
I
old
did.
you was? How old you was?
Uh, so I was a freshman, and he had just graduated from high school.
Oh wow,
So
this is a grown. He's 18, 19.
uh, yes, he
And how
was.
old you was?
At that time, I was 14. You ready to be 15?
And what did your parents know about this?
My parents did know, and I wasn't. I did a lot of sports and other activities, so it wasn't like I had a lot of time to spend with him. So they weren't concerned about that part. But it was just he was in school with me at first, and then it was and I was like, but after a while, I was like, yeah, this ain't working for me. Uh,
Right. You ever seen the movie Belly with DMX and Knives, right?
I don't think I seen that one.
Well,
I think
basically, DMX character was with a young girl, 16, and he was Tommy, and I believe he was like, maybe I'm just saying he's like 26,
so.
27,
Mhm.
with a 16 or 15-year-old girl. And when you see this stuff right here, what's your thoughts on when you see shit like this? Like, do you believe the parents know about this, or why are these older guys with these younger girls? Like,
I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of them will lie to their parents and tell their parents that he's one age instead of the age he is. Um, then there are some parents who are not really there for their kids, so they don't know what the kids doing. They don't know what's going on, who she with. All they know is that she's out and about. That's all they see. But I can tell you, for me, I think it's disgusting because what do a 26-year-old? What are they doing with a 15-year-old? What can she really provide you other than that one thing? And a lot of times she's a virgin, so they're gonna get it and then they're gonna move on. And now she's there, she's broken, and she remembers that experience. So every man after that, that makes her promiscuous. That's why a lot of them at an early age go to sex.
right? Why do you think sex sells so much in this country? You know, porn is $1 billion industry. The music is nothing but I say, why do you think the world is so hypersexual right now?
Because that's all everybody think about. That's all everybody talk about. So why won't they talk about it? It's selling. It's making them money.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to continue to do it. But I will tell you, if you pay attention, Like it used to be so many what do you call them, adult stores. You don't see those adult stores like you used to, but everything's online. You can find anything you want to online, and as long as it's out here, people are going to use
Right, right. Okay, we're gonna move on. You prefer peace or money?
it. Peace.
Okay, what do people wrongly assume about you?
A lot of people think that I'm very harsh, and
Okay,
I can be firm, but I got a very big heart.
okay, cool. I got a few more. What jobs you feel like got the most holes in it though?
That, what kind of question is that? What job?
Yeah, what jobs you think got the most holes?
Ugh, I can't say.
Okay,
Okay, can't say.
okay. Do you feel
Are
like
you talking about professional jobs? Or are you talking about? I mean, because we still got strippers out here. You still got.
yeah, professional jobs, work jobs, either?
I can't say. I never even considered or thought about it because you'd be surprised that you got some in every area.
Okay, which is more attractive, personality, beauty, or loyalty?
Ooh, it's gonna be for personality and loyalty for me. So I must say personality because
Right.
uh, yeah, those three good ones.
Got you though. What's your thoughts on women crying online saying they can't find a man? They crying online and you're saying, I need to give ugly men a chance. Like, what's your thoughts when you hear stuff like that?
That's
'Cause
disrespectful. That's disrespectful. Hey, do what you need to do for you, but yeah, you won't see me do that. That's
do you believe people that cry on the internet?
why. What is it doing? Some of them do it for sympathy. A lot of them are on there and they're putting their cash app up, asking people to give money and all of that. That's on you if you choose to do it.
Right. Yeah, yeah. What's your thoughts on a lot of women homeless nowadays? A lot of women are bag ladies. We seeing more homeless women on the rise. And what's your thoughts on that right there?
That's a good question.
I feel like before you answer that, I'm gonna say this. I feel like a lot of women nowadays are having survival sex.
Really,
Oh yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
that's why I said really. Um, it's sad, but a lot of women have gotten themselves into predicaments, which I was talking about earlier, mismanaging money. Just put themselves in some bad predicaments, and I agree with you. They probably are putting themselves in that predicament because a lot of them are like, well, this man pay this bill, this man do this man do that. And it's like, but do you really want to live that way for the rest of your life? Like, that's not healthy either. So if any one of them decide, hey, enough is enough and they come after you, can you really be mad at them?
Mm, right. Okay. Thanks. I agree. Well, that's it right there, man. You got any questions you want to ask me before I let you go?
Nope. Nice talking with you.
Hey, man, y'all like, comment, subscribe to the video. I'm out.